Welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Hey, Levi.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Levi again.
In recording time, we're doing this back-to-back with the last episode, so if I blaze right into the content, Jen will not scoff at me, I assume, for skipping the howdy-doos.
Well, I tend to scoff at you regardless when you do that, because you do that every time.
Well, here we go,
You're
Jen.
And you're like, I'm Levi, and here we go. Boom.
Welcome to part 2 of the Moogle Allied Society quest in Heavensward.
Part 2 goal.
Part 2 goal of the Moogle. Jen.
Mashugal?
What happened last time in the Moogles?
Well, so the Moogles have been charged with kind of keeping the Churning Mists, the ruins and stuff like that kind of kept up. Zenith kind of looking okay. They've fallen behind on that shit because they're not stonemasons. So they decide, well, somebody should teach us stonemasonry. So the Holy See sent out some stonemasons. But they don't last very long because the Moogles are kind of annoying. So they go through 9 of these stonemasons and they run out of them. And we go to Ishgard to be like, hey, you got one more? Please give us one more. And they do. They have Terrason, who is an older gentleman, and he is committed to helping the Moogles and teaching the Moogles and mentoring the Moogles and to handling their shit. And we've got to overcome some issues. We've got Moogles who are kind of obsessed with pranks, and we have to kind of show them who's in charge there. And we also realize that Moogles are real small and they can't move real big rocks. So now we have to beseech the dragons to help us out with like moving big things and joining the work, which they do. And that's kind of where we ended.
Yeah. Thank you, Jen, for the rapid fire recap. That's pretty easy when you've just done the thing.
Stop it.
But you're recapping.
You're eliminating all the magic out of the process. It's been a whole week, man. It's been a whole week. We did so many things. So now we have a beautiful new wall around Barlays to protect against any ruffians who would endeavor to deface it. Except there's nothing to deface. Terrason is just about to launch into the details for the next building element when we're interrupted by a panicked oldie. Gullinbursty has spoken, and he is mad. Calm yourself, says Terrason. Who is this Gullinbursty? He's an ancient dragon. More ancient than most, says Old D. When Old D told him about the Mogmenders and what they were doing, Gullinbursty became enraged and ordered them to cease all work immediately. Taking it as a boon that Gullinbursty hasn't come over to stop us himself by force, Terrason suggests we parley with the dragon. And Old D leads the way to his lair. So, you are the children of man who seek to undo my efforts to keep Barlays forgotten? Enough! Cease this affront and return from whence you came. And Terrason steps forward. It seems there is a misunderstanding. We're not here of our own accord, but at the behest of the Moogles. We are here to teach them stonemasonry, nothing more. The Moogles have a centuries-old accord with Hraesvelgr to guard and maintain Zenith. Knowing that, he asks Gullinbursty, would you still try to stop them? Gullinbursty concedes he would not, if what we're saying is the truth. It sure is, says Mogzin. You can ask Hraesvelgr himself. And Terrason shushes the Moogle, afraid of any perceived impetuousness further enraging the dragon. And he appeals to Gullinbursty. Surely he is too wise to act rashly before he can know our intentions. Perhaps, says Gullinbursty. But we need to prove ourselves, and to do so, we need to restore Barlays to its full former glory, including the fountain that once stood at its center. A fountain with an unending stream. To rebuild a fountain on barren land does seem to be an impossible task, but Terrason doesn't back down from the challenge. The Mogmenders will find a way. And with that, Gullinbursty allows our work to continue. For now. The brainstorming commences immediately. Terracin asks the group, how do y'all source water? Mogson says they just visit the springs north of Moghome when they get thirsty. Old D says they fly through the clouds to clean themselves, and if they get thirsty, the blood of their prey does the trick. Well, we can't exactly build a fountain out of blood. Do we have any other ideas? Well, we suggest the use of crystals, spring crystals, in particular, which the folks based at Camp Cloudtop use to keep their water barrels full. So to save on travel expenses, Terracin asks if there are any such crystals nearby. And Old D says yes, he frequently flies over a big one that looks like it has water spilling out of it. Well, the first spring crystal we encounter doesn't have a strong enough flow for our needs. Old D says not to worry. One strong roar from him will awaken the full strength of the crystal. We just need to give him about 100 years to learn how to roar. Well, that's a non-starter, buddy. But Old D is incredulous. You can't even wait 100 years? Ugh, looks like we have to ask Big Brother for help again. Well, Whei agrees to lend us his wings and his roar. We climb aboard the dragon and lead him to the crystal, and he gives a big old dragon roar.
Jen, you are missing the BS of this step, which is that we have to, from Zenith, the nearest aetheryte, we have to fly all the way to the northwest corner of the zone. Go like, welp, we can't do it. Go all the way down south. Get way off. Go all the way north again.
He's not the fastest flyer.
This is long enough as it is. It does not require padding.
There's a lot of this. Traversing the map in these quests. When you're done, you get really good at consolidating your trips.
Yes.
You're like, okay, I'm going to do this one first, then I'm going to go part 2 of this one, then go back, and then I'll finish, Can't with this one, though. Okay. So we climb aboard the dragon. I said that already. Well, a crystal immediately becomes swole with water, and Mogson takes his little hammer to knock off a few healthy chunks. Luckily, I didn't shatter the crystal, Whei says. Apparently, that's something that can happen. Well, now we can take our fat chunks and show them to Gullenbursty, talking about the crystals, not the Moogles, and Mogson is very proud. Through teamwork and determination, we have found a way to keep that fountain flowing forever. That's nice, Gullenbursty says, but I don't believe you. I know for a fact that no such crystals exist. Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man, Mogson says. Gullenbursty is right about there not being such a crystal before, but now there is, because of the teamwork. Well, Gullenbursty is impressed, all at the efforts put forth by dragon and man. But what are the Moogles contributing to this effort? Well, Mogson responds confidently that the Mogmenders are working hard to rebuild the fountain itself. Well, very well, said Gullenbursty. We are welcome to continue. On one condition. Oh no, what now? Gullenbursty says, rising from the fountain was once a statue, a monument to friendship and peace. You will see it restored to Barlays. A statue? Mogson asks. They've never built something like that before. What if they can't? And Gullenbursty responds, then I shall make the plaza dust and rubble once more. All right then, looks like we're building a statue. Not only that, Mogson tells the dragon, it'll be even better than the one you remember. And Gullenbursty watches Mogson flutter away. There's something unique about that one, don't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next step is heavy on the padding, once more. There's a whole nothing beginning to the next reputation step, which is that the Moogles have hidden our supplies as a prank. We have to go around and find them. It is more of the same. We've got hours of this kind of nonsense to date. But once we finish all that BS, Terracin is struck by a thought. The Moogles are making slow progress, no thanks to their feeble blows. This is not their fault, though. It is their feeble bodies. and that the tools that we've brought are too big.
Well, yeah.
They are human-sized tools,
They're
not
scaled for TD paws.
Moogle tools. So why not furnish them with tools attuned to their etheric energy? And we do. We craft a high-quality Aurum Regis hammer with wind-aspected ether. And as Mogzin returns with our missing supplies, we surprise him with a present. He is suspicious, though. This must be a prank. But no, we swear it's not. It's a hammer that is so light, it fits in his paws perfectly. Why, he could chip away at stone all day and night, Kupo. And he gets to it. And that's the reputation quest. A pretty breezy one. But we do get some more fun, rep quests at this point. We're covering the whole zone now. We got the Ishgardians, we got the dragons, we got the Moogles, all in the mix here for the rep up steps, the grind steps. And there is a quest now that has these little dragonettes who are harassing this docked airship.
This was my favorite. The Ship of Dreams, it's called.
Yes.
Yeah. I wrote this one down. Well, so there's over at the Rookery, I think there's an airship dock. We've been here before. So this is where all supplies are kind of brought in from Ishgard, and they're having some difficulty now because we have these 3 little children dragons who are all up on this airship, and the knights can't load or unload. And so the baby dragons are looking at this airship, and they're like, "Ooh, human tech! This is crazy. I want one of these." And they're like, "No, literally, we want one of these. We want one of these to play with." And the knight is like, "I don't know, man. If you could make them some airships, maybe they'll go off and play with them instead of fucking up our organization here." So we make some little toy airships for them. And they're like, "Oh my God, these are the best thing ever." And they take them and they run off and they start they literally, I think that the text is they throw them over the side and the airships start falling, and then they just start chasing the airships as they fall, and they're having the best time. And it's so cute. And the knight is like, "Damn, they're kind of just like kids." And to think we spent 1,000 years thinking that they're evil and all of this stuff, huh? Makes you think. Yeah.
Really makes you think.
Really makes you think. But yeah, I thought that was just really cute. They're like, "Wee!" They immediately go off to play with little human airships because they think that's just so funny that this is how humans fly. LOL. Anyway, okay. So now we're going to start building the statue, the one that symbolizes peace and friendship of dragon and man that adorned the original fountain 1,000 years ago. What are we building exactly? Mogzin asks. Well, Terrasen frowns. He's spent some time recently pondering the same, but he's no closer to an answer. No examples remain in the Churning Mists. Then Mogzin asks if any have survived, quote-unquote, down below. Well, possibly, says Terrasen. Over the centuries, the Temple Knights have likely seized a number of statues, figurines, artworks, etc., with such heretical themes. So it is therefore requested of us to travel back to Ishgard and request an idol from Handaloo. Terrasen gives us a letter in the case of Handaloo feeling a certain way about the donation. So we fly back to Ishgard into the congregation of our knights most heavenly, and we petition Handaloo to provide a seized idol. I mean, he's not morally opposed, but he hesitates due to perceived hierarchical limitations. And now we proffer the letter from Terrasen, which states that the idols were unlawfully seized from the Churning Mists to begin with, and the Moogles have every right, as caretakers of the ruins, to petition for their return. It's an argument Handaloo can't challenge, and one he should have expected from a lord of House and Smile. Oh, shit.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Record scratch.
You didn't know? Yes, Terrasen, formerly Count Terrasen Daidsmile, stepped down a while back, but still leverages his position every once in a while. As far as the idol goes, he tells us to speak to his man Van Canay, who hands one over without drama, though he doesn't appreciate its aesthetics. We return to Barlay's with the statuette, and Terrasen is delighted by its craftsmanship. He also sees that we returned letterless, meaning Handaloo likely spilled the beans on his nobility. Yes, he stepped down a few years ago, and his eldest son now has the privilege, aka burden, of managing the house. And we shouldn't get it twisted. He's here because he's chosen to spend his twilight years engaging the craftsman within, the man he always knew he was. But the demands of maintaining the honor and prestige of House Smile meant he had to put away his hammer and chisel and pick up a pen and parchment. House Smile was built on a foundation of mastery of wood, stone, and steel, and as a young person he strove to learn the techniques of his forefathers. Gradually, as he got older and had children of his own, his past as an artisan faded, and he raised his kids to be quality lordlings, not as craftsmen. So now, him being here and working on this project, teaching the Moogles his craft, is a way of addressing that regret. Any road, with a fantastic example of peace and friendship between dragon and man acquired, I need to get to work on materials that will give the finished piece a mirror shine. Yeah, we're just like polish, bitch. So many things that we need to make. Everybody's like building statues and
Are you
walls
alchemist again?
I don't know if I was still alchemist at this point. I think I may have been goldsmith.
Then like you have the gold bits or the shiny bits then, or...
I don't know.
No, for the statue, it's like the fasteners, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I'm polish, bitch, again.
Great.
Yeah. And in the meantime, they will build. And time passes. And at long last, the statue depicting Shiva and Hraesvelgr stands atop the fountain, a beautiful monument to the ancient bond between dragon and man. And as we're standing in front of the fountain and admiring the work, Gullinbursty... I hate this name.
Wow. Rude, Jen.
It's weird.
You're weird.
It's like, we got oldie, we
Don't
got way
be
off.
racist.
You got these these little homophone sort of names. And then Gullinbursty, I think it's the E at the end that just makes my skin crawl. So as we're standing in front of the fountain and admiring the work, Gullinbursty lands in the plaza to ask about our progress. If it's too hard, he says, just say so, and he'll allow us to all pack up and go before he raises everything to the ground. On the contrary, we have already finished. Feast your eyes, Gullinbursty. And he looks at the statue. There's a moment of silence. Then, I haven't seen this statue in a long time. Yes, it is as it was. Almost. Your work is adequate. As promised, I shall leave you be. Continue in peace. And he flies away.
This is a little bit weird because there are presumably a fuck ton of different weird-ass items out there, and that we should just find the one that matches the former monument is a strange touch. The way it's phrased, especially with the finale, it's like we have reproduced the statue by sheer chance pretty much from finding like a smaller model of it.
I mean, that's possible. And it's also possible that all of these statuettes and idols and things were crafted in the image of the original statue.
They were at the gift shop and they gave out little...
like Buddha statues. We've got... Is that what you were going to say?
I was going to say that they had a gift shop and they gave miniature figurines of the big statue away. Yeah.
So
like we're getting
paella.
the tourist trash of 100%. The former Zenith attraction, roadside attraction.
You go to the Vatican and you can get little postcards with, Adam and God or
there we
the
go.
moment of creation or
that's
whatever.
The story.
So even if, so that's an example. So it could be like, just for the sake of the story, sure, we stumbled upon the exact same fucking statue design or we crafted a statue that is like with the crucifix and other things of religious imagery. There are different styles of it, but the messaging and the symbolism is the same.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that that's what's going on. It's Shiva, it's Hraesvelgr, it's
sure,
that whole thing.
Just the words. I haven't seen this statue is odd given
I'm
how
assuming
it came to be.
This depiction, this scene was in a lot of stuff.
Probably
around the
yes.
Yeah.
So
So
the style is very kind of odd. It's very two-dimensional. It does not have a lot of depth to it.
Not a
It
lot of
is like
detail.
very kind of shallow, almost like it's a facade versus a statue of like very shallow engravings that have a stylized crossed Shiva Hraesvelgr with like flames around them or something like that.
I expected something with a lot more detail. And the carving looks pretty rough. So I'm like, where did all my polish go? Anyway, there are limitations to
It went to
things.
polishing these nuts.
There we go.
Chupo nuts.
There we go. Testicles are funny.
Correct.
That's where all the jizz is.
Nut milk gin.
Right. So anyway, it's good, but it's not quite exactly the same, but it's close enough that Gullinbursty isn't going to destroy the whole plaza. And he flies away, and Mogson is confused. He's like, almost adequate? Why would he say these things?
Why indeed? The pacing of the final step is weird. It is presented as though it happens minutes, hours, maybe a day after the last step, but it has been over a week IRL of doing the reputation grind quests before we return, and then they're like, oh, let's react to this thing that just happened a long time ago.
Right.
Some weeks past.
Maybe they're, like the last 20% of a job takes 80% of the time. So finishing touches on... I mean, it's a very pretty plaza.
It is a very pretty plaza. We did not camp out on the fountain that much. The fountain has the cloud mallows, but they're pink cloud mallows all around it.
I'm bummed that the fountain doesn't like flow with water. It's just like a pool at the bottom. It doesn't like trickle down or spurt.
Yeah,
like
spurt
from
water.
Like from nuts.
From a fountain, Jen.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about the fountain.
I see. Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Jen.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. I'm just kind of like overwhelmed mentally with images of balls and such.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So Mogson calls us all together, and Old D assumes he wants us to plan a party to celebrate our completion. And Terrazin decides to test Mogson, at least this is my pet theory. Yes, he goes, now that the statue is complete, there is naught to do but ensure the statue stays polished, Jen.
Great.
It is time for a well-deserved rest, wouldn't you agree, Mogson? Shouldn't we enjoy our accomplishment? But Mogson does not take the bait. Our work, he says, is far from complete. Goldenbursty seemed thoroughly unimpressed by our efforts. Something is amiss, I'm certain. I cannot be content to leave the statue in its current state. I'll not rest until it's perfect. Terrazin was hoping for this response. I knew you would not be satisfied with mediocrity. Truly, your growth as a crafter has been not short of astounding. You are truly an inspiration. So we put our heads together and figure out what the problem is, but turn up nothing. Old D comments that Goldenbursty is old and reclusive, although he was not always that way. So we resolve to question dragons of similar age, landing on Vidofnir of Annex Trine. From Vidofnir, we learn that Goldenbursty helped to build the original structure that we are restoring today. But then why, we wonder, would he raze it to the ground? Well, 'twas bitter reminder and testament to man's ancient sin of Ratatasker's sacrifice upon the altar of mortal greed. Old wounds are slow to heal, and mayhap his discontent is rooted in the past. Look to the plaza's ruins if you would know more. And we return to Zenith and dig through the discarded rubble from the original plaza. After some time, we find a handful of stones with writing on them. Reassembling the pieces reveals an ancient inscription. Unity and brotherhood, now and forevermore. Marinche de Forachort, Magan, Goldenbursty. Jen, this is a touching moment. I don't appreciate your sass.
I apologize.
For my very true and correct pronunciation.
My bad.
A man, a Moogle, and a dragon. Doubtless the architects of this place. So, this was the tablet which was truly important to Goldenbursty. The statue was more than a monument to friendship and peace, it was a monument to his friendship as well. So we set to work crafting the tablet. This is our final craft. I, as an alchemist at this time, had to make ink to darken the inscriptions.
Interesting. I was a weaver at this point. Do you want to guess what I had to make?
Polishing cloth?
polish.
Like just polish?
Polish!
Okay, so weavers don't make polish.
I did.
So that's fucking weird because polish is alchemy / cooking.
Yeah, I made polish for like the 18th time. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, good talk. At any rate, we craft the new inscription, the new tablet with new inscriptions. And once our collective labors are complete, we affix the tablet along with a new addition to the statue, a Moogle, done in the style of the time.
Well, this was the addition of a Moogle statue to the statue.
Yes.
Was like Mogzen's idea of a quote-unquote trick. He's like, I got something up my sleeve. You guys do this, the tablet thing. I'm gonna cook something up.
I wouldn't call it a trick.
He called it that.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah, and I was like,
a very wholesome trick.
It is a wholesome trick. Obviously, I didn't think he was gonna do anything like nefarious, but I was like, what are you doing? Are you gonna put like Koopo nuts all over it or something? But no, he just added a little Moogle down at the bottom.
The new engraving reads, Unity and Brotherhood now and forevermore. Mogzen, your warrior of light here.
Philip J. Fry.
Terrasen des Zemail. Ol D. Marinche de Forachort. Magon Gullenbursty.
Aww.
Soon, Gullenbursty reappears, having been dragged out of seclusion by Mogzen and Ol D. He takes in the modified statue and lets out a laugh. Very good, very good. I remember the day we finished building. I remember Magon's indignant protests. Where's the Moogle statue? You make me so mad, Koopo. It would seem his wish is finally fulfilled. Now, Gullenbursty is truly satisfied. You have my blessings and my thanks. I shall keep the skies of Bar lands safe to prove my words true. And this is the end of the restoration project. Everyone celebrates and breaks into a newly choreographed Moogle dance, which is very awkward.
It is very awkward.
Terrasen, a temple knight, and one of the masons just break into this very elaborate dance, which we receive ourselves as our completion award.
Woo!
Some Moogles do their own Moogle dance, which looks far more natural on them, and Old D does some sick flips.
I love his little flips and his little chirps. It's so cute.
And that is the end of the Moogles.
Yay, we did it! And now we have this sweet pink plaza with a fountain in the middle.
Just kidding, Jen. You're not done yet. There's more Moogles to do. Jen is pouting at me. I'm not joking, Jen.
I believe you.
Revealed to you live just now.
I swear to God.
You have only reached the sworn reputation.
Oh!
You still need to get to Bloodsworn.
Oh my God.
Please bring your indignation back to the microphone, Jen.
No, because then it'll clip and nobody will be able to hear my cries of anguish.
This is a 2-week grind, 2 weeks of daily quests to get to Bloodsworn.
From now.
From now.
Fuck off!
Why, you may ask, is this travesty being visited upon you? Because
that's just the way life is, man.
Because you cannot do the Allied Society capstone quest without having brought all of these societies to Bloodsworn.
Oh, it's one of those. Just like, well, ARR had the same thing. We had to do all of them, and then there was like a culminating like mega quest.
Correct.
At the end. Okay.
So you'll have to
stay tuned.
Work on some more Moogles to get to Bloodsworn, so we can see that in the future.
Love it.
I'm glad.
Well,
glad to hear
please
it.
look forward to it.
You look forward to it. I've been working on it so far. Mm-hmm. Beyond there being so many daily quests, Jen, what do you think?
Oh, I mean, it's kind of special. I've never done it before. I think the only Allied Society quest that I have done of my own volition was the...
Spoiler, but go on. Yes. Was the crafting quest in Shadowbringers.
Yes. Because I desperately wanted that mount. Ugh. It's one of my favorites, so I'm very happy to do that. But it's like, it's great because you see, like, you're literally in the middle of like nothing. It's piles of rubble, it's dirt, it's ruins, and then you have like, then you build up a little camp, and then you have like a nice foundation with like nice stonework, and then you have the walls, and then you have a fountain, and then you have a statue, and then and then you've carved out this beautiful little finished area in the Churning Mists, which has previously just been like a testament to everything that was ruined 1,000 years ago. I love that the game allows you to kind of forever alter the environment this way. It feels like I really live there, man, and these relationships are real. And it's not like, we're going to be remodeling the entire map, but I kind of wish we would. But I obviously people... I say people as if I'm not one of them, but people really enjoy the Moogles. They're very cute. And we had a little taste of, we have industrious Moogles, we have warrior Moogles, we have lazy ass Moogles.
That's all of them.
I mean, they're like people, And honestly, the daily quests, they take like 10 minutes, bada boom, bada bing, no big deal. And it's an incredible way to level your crafters. Like, absolutely just unlock that shit and you will be in crafter, level 60 heaven in no time at all. And then you get to buy the Moogle slippers and the Cloud Mallow mount and the little dragonette minion. You get your own little oldie to fly around with you. So
more like new oldie.
What?
Because he's new to you.
Well, he's just new in general. He's a baby.
Yeah.
He's so cute. Yeah, despite all my kvetching, I enjoyed it.
Nice. It's a fun quest. Very heartwarming, too. Good times all around.
Yeah, we've got, like, former Count Terracin, who's like, all I wanted to do was craft, but then I had to be a lord. And then I got to retire as a lord, and now I get to craft. And he's an excellent mentor. He really, like, gets on your level. He has a very excellent way of communicating with people. We're happy to have him. We're lucky to have him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing that just fucking drives me nuts is the daily pressure to do this, because like I said, you go one day when you're like, oh fuck, I didn't do Moogles yesterday, and then you think I've ruined everything.
Why?
Because you could possibly ruin everything by missing a day, and then it's it's midnight before Wednesday when you got to do the thing.
So you mean for the pod specifically?
Yes.
Not okay.
Yes.
That's different than normal.
No. And then then I'll have to like go to YouTube or Wiki or something to figure out what the actual like final step is, and that's just lame.
Yes, you have to keep at it for 6-ish weeks.
I get home at like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I still gotta do Moogles. And
well, thank you for your dedication.
Thank you for reminding me a lot.
You're welcome, Jen. Thank you for thanking me. For real, though.
You're welcome.
Sometimes you get annoyed at me for reminding you, but not this time.
I'm like, oh, fuck, no, I gotta do Moogles. You're like, hey, have you done Moogles yet? I'm like, God damn it!
Well, thank you, Jen. Thank you for sticking with it. Glad you enjoyed the payoff.
Word. Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are in the midst of our short break. Next week will be a Patreon rerun on the main feed. And then in the week afterwards, we are on to the patch, 3.1 MSQ.
Woo.
So we're going to see what happens after the whole As is Law, Nidhogg, what have you. And of course, there'll be a sightseeing log as normal around now towards the end of the month for Patreon listeners. So thank you. Thank you, Jen, again. See yous later.
And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. And as we like to say here in the Pacific Northwest, put a Moogle on it. If you want to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv@gmail.com. We're also on the Blue Sky at the same time. Check show notes for our Discord. Get in there, meet some really lovely people. Join us for some group runs, maybe do some maps, maybe post your flams, maybe talk about whatever. Maybe we would love to have you. No, we would. We would really love to have you. We also have a link to the official pod t-shirt with artwork done by Levi. It's super cute. We actually wore those shirts to PAX last year, And some random guy was like, oh my god, is that a Major General on the back? I'm like, oh yeah, it's a Major General. That was sweet. Last but not least, our Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. And for $1 or $2 a month, you get access to the other stuff that we do. That includes the seasonal events from 14, other peripheral stuff that we decided to talk about. And for $2 a month, you get access to our bonus series, Sightseeing Log. And this season, I am playing Final Fantasy VI for the first time and telling Levi about it. Good times had by all. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time.